team last time out against Colorado, 6 in the third. He only gave up 3 runs. Ended up getting that loss. It's kind of weird with Wade because, you know, he'll give up more hits than innings pitched. Like, for instance, 2 or 3 starts ago, gave up 7 hits back to back, but only 1 run. So making some good pitches when needed to get out of a little bit of a jam.
We are ready to go on this 4th of July as Jeff Keppinger, the second baseman, steps in. Glad you could spend part of your holiday weekend with us. And the first pitch of the afternoon on the way. At first pitch swinging, a fly ball to left field, and Scott Hairston camps under it. That's the way this one begins. 1 pitch, 1 out. The Padre defense features Scotty in left, Cunningham in right with Gwynn in center. Headley, Cabrera, Jerry Hairston, and Adrian Gonzalez on the infield with Torey Alba catching. .74 at game time today. Switch hitting Berkman. Batting right-handed for the first time in the series. Fouled out of play right side, and it's 0-2. Berkman hitting .207 right-handed. He has not homered from this side of the plate. All 7 of his home runs have come left-handed. And gets a piece of that one as he climbed the ladder and fouls it back. That's where Torey Alba wanted it, as you could tell the way he was setting up.
Hopefully Wade LeBlanc finds himself ahead of these Houston Astros hitters because they are reeling right now. Last in total bases, last in slugging and on base percentage in the National League.
A high fly left center field. Scotty on the run, retreating, and that one gets out. 8th home run for Berkman, his first right-handed this year, and it's 1-0 Houston early.
Well, an 0-2 mistake by Wade LeBlanc, and that looked like it was a breaking ball. That when the lefty throws the soft breaking ball into the righty, you better make darn sure you get it down and in or off the plate, especially 0-2. Maybe even bounce it. As we take a look, 0-2, and just too big of a pitch. It speeds up the bat of Berkman. It didn't even, you know what, by the swing of Berkman, it didn't even look like he swung all that hard. Just a perfect connection for the home run.
Strike 1 at the knees to Pence. It just barely got out into the front row, but still not far from the 401 side. 36th RBI for Berkman. And Houston does something they haven't done since the 10th inning Thursday night, and that's score. Shutout Friday night, 3-0. Shutout last night, 1-0. The 9th home run that LeBlanc has given up this season.
I was just going to say before that pitch, and I'm glad I didn't say it because then people would think that I was jinxing the team. But also, the Astros last in home runs.
Yeah, that's just their 48th of the season. Last in the majors in home runs. They strike out of Pence, and 2 down in the first.
Well, Wade bounces back nicely, going after Hunter Pence after that solo shot.
Up and away to the left fielder, Carlos Lee.
We'll have to keep an eye on the velocity as well of Wade LeBlanc. That was 87. He touched 80, 88, 89 his last start.
Last couple of starts, which is a little bit more giddy up than he has had earlier in the season. Inside, and almost got Lee. Backpedals out of the way.
You can hear him grunt on the field mic. Wanting to get out of the way.
Like a slider that got away from LeBlanc.
He wants it down and in near the back foot, and he leaves it up. Close shave.
Fouled back into the screen, and it's 2-2.
Sal Magley, right? The barber?
He was the barber, right?
Yeah. You come up in him with a close shave.
It's his nickname. have been low and a full count. Astros come in 32-50, 14 back in the Central. Padres 48-33, 3.5 up in the West. Off-speed pitch, pop to the right side, and one bounce to Hairston, who has plenty of time to throw out Carlos Lee. But Berkman with a hanging breaking ball out to left center, and Houston scores a run in the first. More fruit in your diet with the Hawaiian teriyaki chicken sandwich. Bottom of the first. Astros lead on a solo shot from Lance Berkman. Tony Gwynn leads off for San Diego. Leading off against the starting pitcher. Our profile brought to you by the all-new Cadillac SRX, the Cadillac of crossovers.
Brett Myers, he's a competitor. This guy is a horse, and he will give you innings. One of the bright spots for this Houston Astro team in the rotation. He throws a fastball, slider, a curve, and a change. And, you know, he could spot his fastball, but it's his slider and his curveball that are really his out pitches.
Breaking ball inside to Tony.
He'll give you 6+ innings. Numerous times he's gone 6 innings. So he's going to take you deep into the ball game.
Gwynn lifts a fly ball right center field. Pinch coming over. Hold off Michaels. And one away. Let's look at the Padre lineup. Brought to you by Alpine Rock and Block. Start your next backyard project with Alpine Rock and Block. Tony leads off, then Hairston, Jerry Hairston, Adrian batting third, Scott cleaning up, Headley, Torey Alba in the lineup with a .353 average in his last 5. Cunningham getting the start in right, then Everth and LeBlanc. Strike one at the knees to Jerry. One hit last night for Jerry. Went 1 for 3. Breaks his bat. A ground ball to short. Navarro throws off one leg. Low but out. Stros defense brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. They have Lee, Michaels, and Pitts in the outfield. Feliz getting the start at third. Navarro at short. Keppinger and Berkman on the right side with Quintero catching.
Well, the Houston Astros made 2 errors last night. One was costly, allowing the Padres to score that one and only needed run in the 8th inning.
Yeah, the Astros out-hit the Padres last night 6-5, but the 2 errors hurt. And the one unearned run for the Padres, the difference. Here is Adrian. Named today to the National League All-Star team for the third consecutive season. That's the good news. The bad news, the only Padre player named to the NL All-Star team. And a lot of disappointed folks in that Padres clubhouse before the game that there weren't at least one Padre pitcher on the National League All-Star team. And that's the left field. Lee waiting on it. And the Padres go in order against Brett Myers. 1-0 Houston at the end of one. July 8th, you can vote for the 34th and final player for each league roster. Go to Padres.com. Cast your All-Star Game final vote for the final two All-Stars for the game in Anaheim. Vote at Padres.com. And, yeah, vote for Heath because he's one on the National League side that you can vote for. We certainly hope you will. And why the guy who leads the Major League in saves even has to be a part of that and isn't already on the team is a whole other story, but we ask for your vote for Heath because he certainly deserves it.
Hey, he has saved 23 games, as you mentioned. Why not the Padre fans save Heath from staying home at the All-Star break and send him to Anaheim?
Strike of the outside corner to Michaels.
See where I was going there?
I see where you're going.
So close it out and vote for Heath.
And there are other Padre pitchers that deserve to go, but Heath's one of the 5 that are on the ballot. Fly ball to right, and Cunningham with the catch. Here's a look at our comparison brought to you by the San Diego County Toyota dealers. These are the other candidates. And, granted, there's some stiff competition there.
No, they're not as good as Heath.
But vote Heath, please.
No, I'm kidding. Some very good talent there. We saw Gonzalez. Joey Votto's doing well for a hot Reds team. Billy Wagner, the veteran left-hander out of the pen for Bobby Cox and the Braves. And, of course, Zimmerman, who won the Gold Glove last year for the Nats.
Well, when you look at the pitching on the National League All-Star team, there's some great names there. No question about it. The one that kind of sticks out, that if you don't know much about him, you may say, well, why is that name there? Evan Meek, right-handed pitcher for the Pirates, made it, but he's the only Pirates representative, and that rule still exists. There's a hot shot ground ball to short right at Cabrera, and he throws out Feliz. 2 down. The rule still exists. You have to have at least one member from each team, so Meek is the Pirates representative, and it's very possible that there could have been a Padre in that spot, but the Pirates need a representative, so it's Evan Meek.
Another thing that sticks out for the pitchers, there are 13 pitchers chosen on this All-Star roster for the National League. Arthur Rhodes, not a starter, not a closer, but a mid-relief guy, setup type guy, lefty out of the bullpen for Cincinnati, who's having one heck of a year and a great run of scoreless innings.
Which just ended the other day, but still, he had put together a great run.
Well, there's a great argument that you'd have a guy like Luke Gregerson argue his case for the streak that he had. And just his numbers that are, sick.
Strike to Quintero. And
Mike Adams.
I'm sure fans of these teams and these players can make arguments. We're making arguments for our guys.
Because they're our guys.
Right. Here's the 1-1.
And you
Fly ball right center, and Cunningham will make the catch.
You don't mess with our guys, right? Let's get that clear.
Because they're our guys. Scott Hairston leads off when we come back. Happy 4th of July from Petco Park. Final game of the series, Houston and the Padres into the home half of the second, and Scott Hairston, the left fielder, will lead off. The outside corner, a strike.
To continue our discussion regarding the All-Star game, because the rosters were just announced this morning. A great discussion wherever you are if you're a baseball fan. The rule that every team has to be represented.
Line left field, but right at Carlos Lee. Scotty hit it right on the screws. He's the first out. That about knocked Carlos Lee over.
And I'll be the first one to step up and say, you know why I don't like that? Because it prohibits other guys who are having good years like Gregerson, like Bell, like Adams, like Eckstein, whoever. It doesn't allow them to get into the All-Star game because they're putting up All-Star numbers because a guy from whatever team has to be represented.
And the other argument is if they're playing for home field advantage in the World Series, then aren't they obligated to put the best team out there?
Absolutely.
Rolled up the first baseline foul. And I don't necessarily agree with them playing for home field advantage in the All-Star game.
I don't like that either.
But as long as they are, they're obligated to put the best team forward. And if they are obligated in that fashion, that man should have made it.
Absolutely.
Matt Latos. Now you look at the top 10 in the National League in ERA. 4 didn't make it. 2 of them were Padres. Matt Latos and Clayton Richard, who are 8 and 9 in the league in ERA. The other 2 are Matt Cain of the Giants and Jaime Garcia, rookie for the Cardinals, who's second in ERA. And that ball up the middle for Headley, and that's a base hit. I'll say this, though. The Cardinals already had 2 representatives in Carpenter and Wainwright. Yep. So I think it was going to be tough for the rookie Garcia to get in there as a third member from that team.
Well, let me ask you something. Let's say Joe Schmo is playing the outfield for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the All-Star game, right? Hypothetical. 8th inning, 9th inning, whatever. Winning runs on third base. Do you think Joe Schmo is going to dive for a ball to prevent that run from being scored because he's with the Pirates and he wants home field advantage in the World Series for the National League. What's his
motivation?
What's his incentive?
It's not the same as somebody like a Padre who's playing for a first-place team, where that
the bottom line
incentive
is
there.
You want the best National League team out there with every player because there is so much at stake, being the home field advantage in the World Series.
Torrealba, 274 batting mark, and 3 for 10 career numbers against Brett Myers. Myers, who came in with exactly the same number of innings at home as on the road, 53 2/3. Bounced up to third. That's fair near the bag. Feliz throws across to get Torrealba, and Headley down to second with 2 outs. Although he had the same number of innings pitched home and road coming in, he's been a much better pitcher at Minute Maid Park. 4-0 at home, 2.68 ERA, 1-6 on the road, and a 4.5 ERA. Aaron Cunningham, one of the heroes last night, with a leadoff pinch hit double in the bottom of the 8th, and he scored the game's only run. Pops up the first pitch out into shallow right. Keppinger, the second baseman, shading his eyes, and now Pence calls him off. 1-out base hit by Headley, the first Padre hit, and he is stranded. 1-0 Houston after 2. Shortstop Oswaldo Navarro. Houston did make a player move today. We talked about Jeff Blum, who was injured in a freak fashion dressing after the first game of the series, an elbow injury. They put the former Padre Blum on the disabled list today, and Jason Bourgeois, who they had sent down a couple of days ago, but he had never actually physically left San Diego. They activated Bourgeois. Two-one pitch. Fouled out of play right side.
So what would you call that? Dress elbow? Blummer's got what? Fashion elbow?
Well, the MRI shows loose bodies in his right elbow,
hey.
But that's the medical definition, not mine.
Got it.
2-2. Fouled straight back.
Hey, regarding our all-star discussion last inning, playing the other side, Joe Schmo for the Pirates playing the outfield, right?
Right.
Let's say he doesn't dive for that ball for the game saving or to make a difference in the ball game. How about the guys who are on the team that think they've got a chance to play in the World Series to get that home field advantage.
One hopper to third, snagged by Headley in the throw across. One out.
They're going to be all over Joe Schmo's case for not trying to make the play. So it kind of works both ways.
So it depends on what kind of Joe Schmo you get in that role. Well, I don't think the Padres are going to say it publicly, the players that is, but there's some really disappointed Padres today down in that clubhouse. That Adrian was the only Padre named to the National League All-Star team. They have their fingers crossed and hope that Heath is added. But I think they look at it as a sign of disrespect.
It is disappointing.
Maybe that's more motivation for half number two. There's a 2-0 to the pitcher, Myers. Low, ball 3. Myers 3 for 31 with the bat this year. Low strike, 3-2. Myers was about to head to first. From 3-0 to 3-2. And he puts it in play to right center field. And Tony diving! Gwynn lays out and makes the catch to Rob Myers for the second out of the inning. Are doing more on defense, brought to you by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
And Tony Gwynn is doing it in center field. A great jump off the right-handed bat of Myers, slicing away and picking up his pitcher Wade LeBlanc. Nicely done.
Breaking ball strike to Keppinger. Take another look at this effort from Tony out in right center.
Tony Gwynn reaching into that Home Depot toolbox and getting that leather out.
You know, guys like Tony and Venable, and I know Will's on the DL right now, but I'm sure they don't keep the stat. I bet you Padre outfielders leave their feet to make more catches than any other outfield in baseball.
Pretty good bet. Come on, how can that ball not be caught?
You get spoiled, don't you? Keppinger with a 2-out single to center. They're athletic out there, man.
They are athletic. And you know what? I mean, a lot of it, they're talented. There's no doubt about that. But
and how about the play, not to interrupt, Cunningham's catch in Tampa? That was incredible.
Right. And the point I was going to make is, you know, we always see these outfielders going into their pockets, right? And they've got their cheat sheets. They have their meetings. They know the spray charts. They know the scouting reports. And it's the coaching staff helping these guys get into the right position, enabling them to, if they do make that catch, they were in the right spot because they could dive and make that catch. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. And also, knowing that the other guy, whether it's Tony in center, or say if it's Scott in left or Cunningham in right, knowing that the other guy is going to be there to back you up if you're going to gamble in layouts.
We've seen that.
That somebody's going to be there to back you up. Because the other guy has athleticism and has the speed to get over to help you out. Now there's Berkman with a man on and 2 down, and it's down low.
You know, I don't know if any of these outfielders are going to win Gold Gloves, but at the point you made, Tony Gwynn makes a catch. Look at Cunningham. He's right there in the background. They're scrappy.
So if Tony doesn't make that catch, Cunningham's there, and the ball doesn't go all the way to the fence in right center, and you have the pitcher, Myers, at least at second and maybe third.
You can always be somewhere to back up and help out.
Berkman hit a hanging breaking ball out to left center in the first, and he has the count in his favor here at 3-0. It was Berkman's 8th home run of the season. A low strike, 3-1. It's Berkman's first hit of the series. He had been 0 for 11 prior to that.
Did you think that last pitch was a wall?
I believe he did. And that one is ball 4. So the Astros have something going here with 2 outs now. 2 aboard for the heart of the order. First walk allowed by LeBlanc. So the Gwynn catch, a big part of this inning. Otherwise, it looks a whole lot different. As it is, 2 on, 2 outs. LeBlanc to face the right fielder, Hunter Pence. But first, he wants to chat with Torrealba.
Well, the middle infielders are coming on too, so that means they possibly want to talk about the signs just so they don't cross up one another. We've seen that many times just to be on the same page. Everybody's covering their mouth. Do they think we're really good at reading lips?
Yeah, either that or somebody's going to cough and they want to make sure don't spread germs. Cover your cough.
You got to be health conscious, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Goes up after it. It's a high fly. Pop up on the infield.
Home run in a phone booth.
Cabrera makes the catch. A hit. 2 men left on in the Astros third. Offers on a brand new Honda Accord. And Cox high-speed internet. Ready for higher speed? Go to Cox.com. First pitch strike on the outside corner to Cabrera. It is the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Padres third. Drops low from Myers. Brett Myers, he was the opening day starter for the Phillies 3 consecutive years, 07, 08, and 09. Right up the first base line, fair, backhanded. Berkman to the pitcher, and the race won by Myers. That was a good play by Berkman, and then for Myers to get off the mound quickly and win the foot race against the speedy Cabrera.
That's why as a pitcher, you get to that foul line about maybe 15, 20 feet in front of the bag, and then you go straight up the line because you don't want to run into the runner. Berkman sets, fires a pellet, and Myers veers off into fair territory. You don't want to get run up the backside. How close was it? Bang, bang. In spring training, you go to bed at night hearing, get over there. Get over there.
PFP, right? Pitcher's fielding practice?
Day in and day out.
Breaking ball to LeBlanc. Makes it 0-2.
That's a good curveball by Brett Myers.
Wade 6 for 22 with the bat. And make it 6 for 23 as he strikes out. And Myers right back to that curveball to get his first strikeout. Time for today's Truly Nolan trivia question. And today's question is, in which stadium did Tony Gwynn get his 3,000th hit? Stay tuned for the answer in an upcoming commercial break.
What a great job they did on that statue, huh?
Good looking statue.
Mr. Padre, yes he is.
You know, you go around some of the other cities and you see the statues of their icons, and you're like, not the greatest likeness in the world. But that one, well done. From father to son, Tony Jr. was fly to right, 0 for 1, and made one dazzling catch in right center so far today. By the way, coming up in the next half inning, when we get to the fourth, we're going to visit with Wendell Middlebrooks. If folks don't know who that is, that's the Miller High Life delivery man that you see.
I love him
on all their commercials. Tony rung up rather vociferously by plate umpire Tom Hallia. We'll have Wendell Middlebrooks and more when we get to the fourth. And here at Petco Park on this July 4th, there's a familiar face. Wendell Middlebrooks. Hey, Wendell.
Hey, how you doing,
Welcome
buddy?
to San Diego. Welcome back. You know, I remember you were in town last year.
Oh, yeah.
Over at a restaurant. It was the Kevin Kuzminoff lookalike contest. You
That's
were there
what
for
it
that?
was,
And you're back in town.
And I'm back in town. Y'all still living the high life. How you doing?
How you doing, Wendell?
I'm
Good to see you.
Good to see y'all.
Love
Thank
the
you for having
ads.
me. Well,
What a
thank
great
you, man.
ad.
I'm telling you, I get to walk in and say what y'all want to say. So you get it. I appreciate that.
Well, Wendell is here to tell us more about the Give a Veteran a Piece of the High Life campaign, which is for Iraq and Afghanistan veterans
of America. Yeah. We're partnered with the IAVA, which is a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to giving quality of life to returning vets. And so we're here with 1,000 of them. You see all my people over there? We're here with 1,000 of them today. And what people can do is when they drink their High Lifes, their pool tabs, and their bottle caps, if you turn them in at the stadium, at bars, at grocery stores, 10 cents from every one goes towards giving a veteran a piece of the High Life. So I think that's how we live it, is we give it to somebody who deserves it.
Giving back.
Shortstop Cabrera makes the catch. Lee pops out. There are your folks, right?
Oh, yeah. Look at them. Don't they look good? They're
Looking
sitting
sharp.
up. Yeah, they're having some High Lifes and having a good time. They just look happy, and that's what it's about.
And the actual caps.
Yeah,
which
look
you
at
brought a few of them.
Oh, yeah. You know, I
People
keep them with me.
You can see them right there. There's the High Life caps. They've got the ribbon on them.
Oh, yeah.
And a dime for each one.
A dime for each one.
And they add up.
They add up,
quickly,
man.
so
I'm telling you. Yeah, so we can give these families, and I feel like the families don't get a lot of credit for the sacrifice they make. So we want all the vets here with their families enjoying the game like today. You know, the Padres are doing it.
And what a better way to enjoy the High Life? It's the
Look at
champagne
that.
of beers.
It's the champagne of beers. That's it. I'll tell you, I've
Who
had
paid
a
cover
few
charge to
champagne.
experience the High Life?
I hope nobody, because that ain't the High Life. Yeah.
How did you get into doing the ads? I mean,
Man, I went in for a last-minute audition, and they were like, we need a working man. And so the first day, I didn't even say anything. They just had me move beer on a hand truck and see how natural I looked doing it. I was like, y'all don't know my mama. I can move some boxes on a dolly if that's what we need. So I did that, and then the first line they gave me was, step aside, Mona Me. And so when they gave me that, I was like, move, man, and that's how I said it. Step aside, Mona Me. Got him out the way, and then they let me improv, and bam, here we are.
Tony makes the catch for out number 2.
Right.
Visiting with Wendell Middlebrooks.
So when you go into the suites, like the commercials, that's all ad-lib, improv. You're just doing your thing.
Yeah, they let us improv. You kind of have a skeleton script, but we never know, how it's going to turn out and what's going on. And so we just play until we find it. So they let me just go and kind of people, the director and stuff, he'll think of things and he'll say, try this and try that, and then let go. And then we find it, and then that's how we end up with them.
Pedro Feliz 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. 2 down here in the Houston 4th inning. Where do you find the people who are I'll call them the uptight folks that you kind of make fun of?
Yeah, it's more around than you know. You can go and kind of just pull them in and pull them in. Oh, yeah. And somebody just have that look naturally,
You say, hey, you want to be in a commercial?
That's it.
Foul down the right field side and out of play.
Today, Wendell, are you going to go into some of the luxury suites here and just say, hey, what's the score?
We got to pop in and just see if they know it. You know what I mean? And see what they're eating. I'll tell you what, because you might have some shrimp and sushi and all that in there. You don't do that at a ball game. Ain't nothing wrong with eating that. It's not at a ball game. Give me a hot dog, some peanuts. I saw some snow cones that I'm going to have to taste later. So, that's what you do at a game.
Bounced up the third base side foul. Baseball, was it a part of your life growing up?
It was, man. I tell you, the experience is nothing like it. You know what I mean? And being here with your family and stuff, that's why we want to give it back to them, because you know what that's like. We take it for granted because we have access to it all the time. They've been deployed, sometimes a year, 2 years,
right,
even 3. You know what I mean? So they miss the simple things.
I got a feeling, Wendell, you've got quite a few friends that have served in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yes, I do. And I know what that feeling is like, waiting for them to come home. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm so honored to be a part of this. With Paul Rykoff and what he started with IAVA, I think it is amazing.
0-2 pitch, and Feliz breaks his bat, rolled up the middle, and Cabrera cuts it off and throws him out. Wendell Middlebrooks, part of the Give a Veteran a Piece of the High Life campaign. Wendell,
it's a
pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet y'all.
Glad I got the chance to meet you. Wendell.
Oh, pleasure.
Thanks
for all you do. It's an honor to sit here with y'all, so thank you for having me.
Keep up the outstanding. Chapter and its services to Armed Forces program. For more information, visit sdarc.org. On this July 4th, here at Petco, into the home half of the 4th, and a strike to Jerry Hairston.
Can we thank that gentleman?
Mr. Ortiz, part of the U.S. Army.
I remember I brought my my nephew who was a Marine.
One hopper into the glove of Feliz. One out.
My nephew was up at Pendleton, and he came to our house to visit for a couple days, so I had to bring him back to Pendleton, right? So we're going up into the entrance, and I said, hey, you know, how do I dress the Marine, right? I said, do I have, you know, I'm bringing back a soldier. He goes, no. Bringing back a Marine. I said, oh, okay, I just want to get it right. I didn't get the verbiage right, you know? I was kind of nervous.
How about Wendell? Wendell Middlebrook. Fun to have him in here into the booth. Wendell Middlebrooks. I want to quote Bill Murray. I want to party with that cowboy.
What
He's
a
fun.
Great guy. He's the same way, obviously, on the commercial as he was here in the booth.
Authentic.
Yes.
1-2 on Adrian, who flied to left his first time up. Sat out last night's game with a stiff neck. Out of play left side. So far, only one Padre hit. That was a Chase Headley single to center with one out in the second. Houston has only 2 hits, but one of those a Lance Berkman solo homer in the first. Adrian lays off the high one.
See, I didn't know that those commercials, you could kind of sense it, the Miller High Life commercials. Hey, he just went in and just improv, ad lib, and that shows.
Yeah,
and that's
with
what
his
makes
personality,
it so great.
I think that's, you have to take advantage of that. Slow roller to first, and Berkman with the shovel. 3-1 put out of Adrian.
But what a great thing that they're doing, helping the families.
Yeah, again, a dime for every Miller High Life bottle cap.
You know what I might just do on the way home? Stop by somewhere and get some Miller High Life and bring those bottle caps back to the ball yard.
60 cents right there per
Yeah.
six-pack. It all adds up. Left fielder Scotty Hairston hit the ball sharply in his first at bat, leading off the second, but lined out to the left fielder Carlos Lee. Ball one inside.
Boy, Myers is a strike thrower. Last 15 pitches, he has thrown 12 strikes, only 3 balls, so he's around the plate. And he's displayed that nasty curveball that he likes to throw every so often. Good 12-6 rotation.
Breaking ball just off the outside corner with a slider. Dodgers in Arizona scoreless, bottom of the third in Phoenix. Rockies 2, Giants nothing, top of the sixth at Coors. Popped up shallow right. Pence coming in, and it drops in. Pence blocks it, knocks it towards the infield. It's a 2-out single for Scott Hairston, the second Padres hit. Little 2-out bloop.
Looked like a breaking ball. A little slider that got jammed, and Sing a Song of Sixpence couldn't get to it in time. And that's how rallies start.
Have you any wool? Is that the next line?
It's Bob Black Sheep, right? Have you any wool?
I'm
Yes, sir.
getting
Yes, sir.
my nursery rhymes mixed
3
up.
bags full. It's the wrong one.
Chase for the base hit to center his first time. It's up high.
Back.
Snap throw. Workman's tag just a little bit late. Quintero snapping one down there. Almost got Scotty.
And what's tough about that play for Quintero is you got the front door closed with that left-handed Headley. He's got to go behind the runner and very close. Just getting the hand back on the bag.
I don't know. Did Berkman ever really tag him there, though? It's tough to tell.
Tough to tell.
That is low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Chase in this series, 5 hits in 12 at bats. And he has the count in his favor. Runner takes off. Pitch is fouled near home plate.
See Myers trying to get in on the fists of Chase Headley. In fact, the 2-0 count to Chase Headley was the first 2-0 count this afternoon by Brett Myers. So he's working ahead.
Hairston will be on the move again, and that is down and in, ball 4, and there's the first walk allowed by Myers. So the Padres with 2 on, 2 outs. The hitter is Torrealba, the catcher. Quintero and the plate umpire Tom Hallion had a brief chat there.
I don't know whether they're talking about pitches or whether if Hallion may have gotten in the way. I'm just guessing. Maybe Hallion got in the way of Quintero. The way he's setting up could be a number of different things.
Ground ball to the shortstop Navarro. The flip close. Safe! The speed of Headley. And the bases will be loaded. You know, we've seen this a couple of times recently. Very close force plays. And that time, Headley beats it, according to base umpire Lance Barksdale.
Well, that's why you have to go so hard into the bag, especially on a short flip there. Oh. Very close. And the good hard pop-up slide. Well, wow. You know, when he caught the ball, his foot wasn't on the bag yet. Talking about Keppinger. He catches the ball, his foot's not on the bag, then he puts it down. Did Chase beat it? Kind of tough to tell, huh?
Bang, bang, but Lance Barksdale said he did. So it'll go as a fielder's choice. Another look.
Watch the ball's in his glove there, but his foot's not there yet. It's for the force.
And kind of tough to tell if Chase's right foot gets down ahead of Keppinger's.
You know, 9 out of 10 times they bang him on that, you know?
Or more.
Yeah.
99 times out of 100, it seems like. Cunningham flying to right his first time. A 1-1 pitch from Myers. Line left field. Lee coming in. That drops. The tying run in. Here comes Headley. 2-run score, and the Padres jump in front. Cunningham had a big base knock last night. He has a big one today. 2-1 San Diego. Everybody able to take off with 2 outs, and Scotty and Headley each score on the 2-run single for Aaron Cunningham.
You know, it was almost the same type of hit. Remember, Cunningham last night in the 8th inning pinch hit. It was a double, but it got in on him and softens it up just enough to land in front of El Caballo. And as you mentioned, Mark, everybody's running on the crack of the bat. A huge hit for AC.
Up high to Cabrera. Well, all of this with 2 outs, and it started with an innocent little blue pit for Scott Hairston, then a walk to Headley. That close play on the fielder's choice at second, and the Cunningham base hit. Now Everett lifts it foul, out of play left side. Fifth and 6th RBIs for Aaron Cunningham. Time called at home plate. Tell you what, Aaron Cunningham continues to open eyes with his play up here.
Sure he does. Good at bats. He's got some decent speed.
And the catch, I mentioned this earlier, the catch he made in St. Pete. Best I've seen all year.
Yeah.
In person.
Neither you or I thought he was going to even come close to catching that ball.
And a big play it was in a Padre victory. 2-1. Cabrera sharply, but the shortstop Navarro going to go to first. And that will retire the side. But the Padres put a 2-out rally together and scored 2 on 2 hits, with Cunningham coming through with the big.
Mid-game recap on this Independence Day is brought to you by Murray Lamper Construction. Do you need more space for a new guest? Visit MurrayLamper.com to see how easy and affordable a room addition can be, or maybe even a second story. Mark?
Thank you, Bud. Aaron Cunningham there checking the chart.
Yep.
See where he wants to play Quintero, who will lead off. Bottom 3 up for Houston in the 5th. Now a 2-1 Padres lead. First pitch swinging, and it's popped up out into shallow center field. Tony gallops in. 1 pitch, 1 out. '59th pitch of the afternoon from Wade LeBlanc. Results in a quick out.
I'm sorry, Marco. I've noticed Wade LeBlanc, he's not afraid to throw his fastball early in the count for a strike. Pound that zone. Challenge these hitters. Everybody knows that the Houston Astros are really struggling right now. We documented that earlier in our pregame show, and it's specifically against the Padres.
And that really is the change in LeBlanc from last year prior.
Look at that, like that.
Strike 1 on the outside corner. That was the big complaint, was it not, before he got sent down after that start in Seattle last season, that Bud said, hey, look, you've got to command the fastball and throw the fastball for strikes. It was almost like he was pitching backwards all the time. No change-ups, which is a great pitch for him. But without the fastball, he was not being effective. And now, Tom Hallion, the plate umpire, screaming into the Astros dugout. You could hear that's enough. Up high, a ball and 2 strikes. It's the first time in the series we've seen an umpire kind of directed toward the Astro dugout. We've seen that a time or two over at the Padre dugout in this series.
Some fireworks on this 4th of July coming from Tom Hallion. He's not taking any smack from that Astro dugout, huh?
Not with that reaction. Well, from 0-2 to 3-2. And he walked him. And it's a string of 5 in a row. Wade walks his second of the day. Not happy with that free pass. Puts on Navarro ahead of the pitcher Myers, who will have a chance to bunt him over with one away.
Well, takes a hack, huh?
Yeah. See if he will continue that with an 0-1 count. Dave Clark, the third base coach, coming down the line, giving the signs. Coming way down the line to give the signs. Now he shortens up and lays the bunt down. LeBlanc over to Hairston. Fourth sack bunt of the season for Myers. That goes 1-4. Navarro down at second, 2 down. He's the tying run. Top of the order, and Keppinger. Keppinger with a base hit to center in his last at bat. He is 1 for 2. Keppinger had a 3 RBI game here on Thursday night in the 6-3 Houston win in 10 innings.
Hey, remember, this is what we were talking about yesterday. Remember number 1 and 2, Bourne and Keppinger, how they can flip-flop? Or at least Keppinger.
Yeah, Keppinger leading off today.
Exactly.
After batting in the 2 spot, with Bourne leading off the first 3 games. Just missing. And the Astros heading home after this. They have played 20 of their last 26 on the road. Right field, Cunningham in and towards the line, and a diving catch. Well, kind of tailed away from him at the end. And Aaron had to leave his feet. Well, Cunningham gave the Padres the lead in the bottom of the last inning, and he preserves the lead with that catch. Traded Dave Dravecky, Craig Lefferts, and Kevin Mitchell to the Giants. 4 players that included Mark Grant.
One of the happiest
Padre on this day.
One of the happiest days of my career.
Now, in hindsight, it's one of the happiest days. But be honest, when you were
I was upset.
Traded from your initial organization, you had to be shocked.
I was in the hotel suite of Al Rosen and Roger Craig and Ralph Nelson, who was the player development guy at the time.
LeBlanc grounds it to Keppinger, one away.
And Al Rosen looked at me and he said, "Hey, Mark, you know what? You're going to have a great opportunity in San Diego." Roger and Al wanted to lean more. If you notice that trade, they've got veterans like Trevecchi and Lefferts.
Right.
Mitchell won an MVP later. But the bottom line was, you know what? He said, you're going to get innings. You're going to be able to pitch for San Diego. And I was emotional at the time because I came up as a Giant, was drafted as a Giant, and wanted to be a Giant for a long, long time. But proud to wear the Padre uni.
Funny,
and I've been here ever since.
Yeah.
Been here ever since.
Top of the order, Tony Gwynn. Left center field. Michaels retreating with Lee, and it's the left fielder Lee that makes the catch. Off the bat, it looked like that may have a chance to find the alley, but it tailed back towards Carlos Lee for the second out.
Hey, the Giants, as I said, they got an MVP out of Kevin Mitchell, and the Padres got a Cy Young Award winner in Mark Davis, 1989. So it worked well for both teams.
Jerry has grounded out a couple of times. Your former team did end their losing streak last night, but they're back on the wrong end of that score in the 7th at Coors today. Dodgers and Arizona are scoreless in the 4th. It's like the Cubbies had another good day, lost to the Reds 14-3.
Wow.
Well, that's a team that can really look bad on a lot of days. The Cubs.
Yeah.
That's a soap opera.
Hey, you know what? A lot of people, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out, but you know who the guy is managing in AAA for the Cubs, right?
Ryan Sandberg.
A lot of speculation that he might be at the
their next manager
next year.
Cubs are now 35-47. Line into right center field, and Jerry with the base hit. Pence will cut it off, so it will be a 2-out single. The 4th San Diego hit. The Padres got it going with 2 outs, an inning to go. Let's see if they can do the same here in the 5th with Adrian up.
I can tell you, I've never been down to that dugout during a Padre game this year, but when there's 2 outs, what we've seen in this team, it's almost like they've got the sense that 2 outs, okay, we're going to put together a little rally, a walk here, a little broken bat hit here. Let's try to get a run out of the deal. Not this inning, though.
Slow ground ball, and with the shift on, Navarro, the shortstop on the first base side, fields to throw him out. A hit and a man left on. We have finished 5. and 8. Find out the amazing way this homeless man got off the streets into his own apartment and got his own job. It all started with the generosity of a fellow San Diegan. That's tonight on Insider at 6 and 8. Ball 1 to Lance Berkman leading off the Houston 6th. Hit a solo shot in the first to open the scoring. Into the third, he walked. In at the knees, 1-1. Fouled away. Berkman's home run in the first inning was his first of the year right-handed, and he got a hanging breaking ball.
0-2 hanging breaking ball, and Wade LeBlanc wanted that one towards that back foot of Berkman, trying to bury it. Just couldn't get that release point, and Berkman made him pay.
Into the first row over the subway side.
Look at this pitch. Is this a hanger? It's over the plate, that's for sure. And Berkman not getting cheated. The big Puma.
Strike 3 on the outside corner. The 87-mile-per-hour fastball, and Berkman looked back and may have had a word for Tom Hallion.
Oh, a little extra humpy hump on that fastball, right? You know, after going soft, breaking ball, fouled it out of play. It froze Berkman. Perfectly located fastball by Wade.
Pence fouls it away. Pence fanned in the first and popped out to short in the third. Mentioned that he was thrown out last night, first time in his career, which dates back to his rookie year of 2007. In fact, in his rookie year in 2007, he led the National League in hitting at the All-Star break. He was hitting .342. He was the only rookie to lead either league in hitting at the break since 1957. Wound up hitting .322 that year. He made the National League All-Star team last year in 2009.
Oh,
got totally sawed off. Picked up by LeBlanc, who throws him out by a step. LeBlanc went in the kitchen and rattled the pots and pans there.
And what set that up? The changeup down and away that Pence came out of his shoes. And look at this. This is right out of Major League. Willie Mays Hayes. Broken bat and showing the athletic ability of Wade LeBlanc, going to that, spinning towards his glove hand side and firing a perfect strike. That was a good pitch there. That didn't rattle the pots and pans. That rattled the forks, knives, microwave, disposal.
Off the end of the bat, but pulled by Lee to third, and Headley over to Adrian. 5 in a row retired by LeBlanc. We're at the midpoint of the 6th. San Diego 2. Youngsters Douglas and Rachel, the family of our own Bill Pettigrew, who works in our truck.
I think it's everybody's birthday today in the Pettigrew family. It's ironic.
Now that is patriotic.
Yes, it is.
A throwback to 1776. I don't think that the Patriots ate nachos, though.
No, that wasn't on the bill of fare back then, was it?
Probably not. What did they eat back then? You and I were watching the John Adams on HBO last night.
Great series.
It is.
How about wearing those costumes back then when there was no air conditioning?
Bouncy ball backed up on the second hop. Feliz grabs and throws out Scott Hairston. Scotty 1 for 3 now today with a run scored. Chase Headley, part of a big play in this game when he got in safely on the fielder's choice at second in the fourth that kept the inning going.
That's why you should always give 90 feet, huh? Right? I mean, that's another thing Al Rosen said to the club back in the day when he was general manager of the Giants. Hey, guys, just give me 90 feet. Bust your tail for 90 feet. None of this lollygagging down the line. And Chase Headley gave you 90 feet on this play. It's trying to go the short way, the force out. Hey, safe out, whatever. The final call was safe, and that's because Chase Headley was busting it to second base.
Kept the inning alive, and the Padres got 2 runs as a result. Breaks his bat up the middle, and Keppinger over to Berkman. 2-out rallies have been frequent in this series for the Padres. They've scored 9 runs in the series. All but 1 run they've scored in this series have come with 2 outs.
Yep.
The only run they didn't score in this series with 2 outs was the only run they scored last night. Don't forget to vote for Heath Bell. You've got your opportunity. Make him the 34th and final player on the National League roster. Vote at Padres.com. It's going to be criminal if the Padres
don't have a pitcher. Best ERA in the National League. Or best ERA in Major League Baseball.
Yes. Guy leads the Major League in saves. 23.
You're right. That is criminal. Somebody call the cops.
It needs to be an investigation.
It's a conspiracy.
That guy belongs. Guy on the right, Gregerson belongs. It's the 1-1 pitch. On the ground at third. Feliz. 3 ground ball outs. And the Padres 6th. Myers has gone at least 6 innings in every one of his starts. Vote Heath. At 7 a.m. Subway, eat fresh. And by Cox Digital Telephone. Ready for cheaper calls? Go to Cox.com. Happy 4th of July. And here at Petco Park, the final game of the series, the Padres and Astros into the top of the 7th. 2-1 Padres leading. And LeBlanc back to the hill, having thrown 82 pitches.
Love the homemade signs. A lot of heart and soul in that. We love the Padres. We love the Padres as well. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Wade LeBlanc tossing a gem. 2-hitter. One of those hits in the first inning, a solo shot off the bat of Lance Berkman, and a single off the bat of Keppinger. He's throwing the ball extremely well.
Michaels, Feliz, and Quintero here in the 7th, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. This is LeBlanc's first career start against the Astros, and the only hitter that had seen LeBlanc for the Astros prior to today was Michaels. We'd seen him a couple of years ago in 08 when Michaels was with Pittsburgh, and he hits that one just fair into the left field corner, and Michaels will wind up at second with a leadoff double. A ball fair by a few inches inside the line and left, and for Michaels, his 4th two-base hit.
Well, if I recall, the home run off the bat of Berkman was a breaking ball up in the zone, a hanger. Was this a breaking ball? Yeah, that looked like a fastball, didn't it? Down.
It did.
Not down enough, though, to Michaels. And how close? Ooh, very close. So now Wade LeBlanc's got some work to do here with nobody out.
Pedro Feliz has grounded out to the shortstop Cabrera twice. First pitch change up outside, and Torrealba out to the mound.
Wade LeBlanc saying, hey, let's keep an eye on that guy. The runner at second base sees the pitcher do that. It might keep him a little closer as Jerry Harrison comes in and slaps the glove a little bit. There's a little decoy.
2-0. Padres get some activity going in their bullpen with Ryan Webb.
Another changeup.
In the air to right. Cunningham retreating, still going, and makes the catch on the track. Deep enough that Michaels will tag and advance to third. That ball was hit well the other way by Feliz.
Well, he had him 2-0. I shouldn't say had him 2-0. Feliz had Wade LeBlanc 2-0. So he pulls the string again, a changeup, and he hits it well on the screws. You see Adam was going stage right directly to center field and realized how hard that ball was hit. But he wasn't going to throw him a fastball in that situation. You throw him a couple of off-speed pitches to go 2-0. Might as well throw him another one.
Padres bring the infield in with the tying run. Michaels at third and one out, and the catcher up, Humberto Quintero. Quintero has put the ball in the air twice. He's fly to right and fly to center. Strike one.
Remember, when Wade LeBlanc comes with the fastball on the inside part of the plate to the righties, he's broken some bats, right? That's the ideal thing you would like in this situation. A little weak grounder to either Chase Headley or Everett Cabrera if that hitter pulls the baseball.
Kind of lunging there at the change, and it's 0-2.
Expanding the strike zone, knowing that Quintero will chase. Up the ladder.
Doesn't go up after it.
Well, this is where Torrealba really has to be on his toes. You don't want to miss to the middle of the plate. So if you bounce one, you got to smother it at home plate with that runner at third base.
off LeBlanc. Miller holding at third, and they get the out. Jerry Hairston. And Adrian dug it out. 2 gone. Looked like a kick save and a beauty from LeBlanc. And Michael stays at third.
What have we talked about before? How the baseball bounces certain ways in favor of the Padres. Off the end of the bat, LeBlanc, skate save, and then Jerry Hairston going across his body. And it wasn't even, and that's not even all of it, because Jerry Hairston short hops Adrian Gonzalez for the nice glove over there at first base. Everybody working together to get that big out.
Darren Balsley out of the dugout. Well, they've got a decision to make here. You have Navarro up with the pitcher spot due next, but obviously late enough in this game that they would go to their bench and bat for Myers.
So do you force the hand of Brad Mills? You walk Navarro and then you go to the bench. You've got Bourgeois, Johnson, Sanchez.
Bourne and Castro from the other side, but obviously they wouldn't bring the lefty in to face LeBlanc. Bourgeois is going to bat in this spot for Navarro.
See if they keep the ball away from him. Maybe he'll chase.
Bourgeois reactivated today. Was sent down a couple of days ago, but stayed here in San Diego without reporting to their AAA Round Rock team. And when they put Blum on the DL today, just reactivated Bourgeois. Fastball up, 1-1. Now the pitcher Myers is in the on-deck circle.
That could be just a deke, right?
Absolutely.
Put him out there, and then you think, okay, pitcher's on deck. We've seen that many times before. Pitcher pitches around the number 8 guy. You walk him, then you go to your bench with the guy who could possibly help you take the lead.
2-2. Bourgeois pinch hit in the 10th inning of Thursday's game. Then was optioned out afterwards. Tying run. Michaels at third with 2 outs of the Astros 7th. Just missed inside and a full count. Busted him in with a fastball.
That's the ball. Let's take another look, though. Clearly inside. Change up.
Off speed outside, and he walked him on indeed a changeup. So now they'll pull back Myers. And Johnson. Chris Johnson will bat for Myers. That's going to bring out Bud Black, and he will counter with Webb. More likely than not.
Yeah, and you know why I like this move? You bring in Webb. Now, if they burn Johnson, right, you've got lefties Castro and Bourne. I'll take Ryan Webb against those 2 lefties any day.
This pitching change brought to you by the Mark Condos. Luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300s. Go to the Mark. move and open an account today.
Right-hander Ryan Webb, 96-97 with that two-seamer. And you take a look at Ryan's numbers, 3-1 record. Well, it's a very important hitter he's facing right here with 2 outs. And the reason why I mention that is because first batters faced that are facing Ryan Webb only hitting 125. They're 3 for 24. Ryan Webb needs an out right here to leave these runners stranded and the Padres to maintain the lead here, 2-1.
So he inherits runners at the corners with 2 out. Indeed, 2-1 Padres, top of the 7th. And batting for the pitcher, Chris Johnson, who was 3 for 3 last night with 2 doubles. He's 9 for his last 14 in his last 4 games. So he has been hot with the bat. Strike call at 95 on the high outside corner.
Every time I see Ryan Webb just throw that two-seamer like with that movement at that velocity, I just shake my head. Look at the movement of this ball coming back outside corner. Did you see the movement of Torrealba's glove? That's like catching a shot put, folks.
Checks on Bourgeois, who does run well at first and represents the go-ahead run for the Astros.
You know, I'm sure as a kid your ball got, in a lake somewhere and you had to fish it out. It's still use the same ball, right? Get a little waterlogged. Did you ever play catch with a waterlogged ball?
Yeah,
that's
heavy.
what it's like catching Ryan Webb.
Heavy ball.
Yeah.
A step to third and a look to first. Now, certainly the Astros don't want to run into the final out at second base, but they wouldn't mind getting the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position with a chance to take the lead with 1 hit instead of possibly needing 2. Pretty good lead by Bourgeois, not running. And there's another strike from Webb.
Here's the wiffle ball at 96.
You keep bringing it out there?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Keep it out there.
There goes Bourgeois. And a bouncy ball towards the middle. Hairston ranges way over to cut it off on the third base side to get him. With a slider. And Webb retires the pinch hitter Johnson to end the inning. Look at Hairston, how far he ranges over to the third base side of the infield. And got Johnson. Wilton Lopez.
Well, we saw Wilton Lopez last night in the 8th inning, only a third of an inning. Zeros all the way across. And another tight one. Another one-run game. You need a refresher course on Lopez. Fastball, slider, and the change from the left-hander.
Angel Sanchez takes over at short. And will bat to the 8th spot for the Astros. Third appearance of the series, of the 4-game series. The former Padre minor leaguer Wilton Lopez. Cunningham with a 2-run single in the 4th that has given the Padres the lead. Off the end of the bat and on the ground softed to short. Sanchez just into the game. Close. Out is the call. Cunningham made it very close, hustling down the line, and Sanchez just into the ball game, getting his first chance.
The ball will find you, won't it?
It will.
So many times we see a defender put in a defense and gets him by like maybe an eighth of a step. Good play, good hustle by Cunningham.
On on Everth, who has grounded out twice. We have 2 of the 3 players from Nicaragua in Major League Baseball scoring off here. Lopez, who's from Nicaragua. Everth from Nicaragua. The only other active Nicaraguan in the major leagues is Vicente Padilla, pitcher for the Dodgers. And this Battle of Managua is won by Wilton Lopez. Pitcher spot due up, and the Padres will bat for Ryan Webb with Oscar Salazar.
You know what I just did?
I can only imagine.
You know how we write in our scorebooks, pinch hitting and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
I started to write Kachi on my
His
scorecard.
nickname. That's what everybody calls him.
Rather than I caught myself C-A, no.
Salazar instead of Kachi.
You know what, for good luck, I'm going to put Kachi.
The Armadillo. Ball 3.
I'm assuming it's C-A-C-H-I?
Say again?
C-A-C-H-I?
Is there a T in there, though?
Could it be a T in there?
To check our
I'll check with
spelling.
Eduardo.
Eduardo Juan. He'll know over on Spanish radio. (3-1). Five-pitch walk to Kachi.
Hey, if I have to write Kachi down every time he comes to the plate and he gets on base, I'm going to start writing down Kachi.
Top of the order for San Diego and center fielder Tony Gwynn. He has flied out twice and struck out. But first, we're going to have a pitching change. Brad Mills out. He wants the lefty. Pitching change brought to you by San Diego Harley-Davidson, where we are always country first. Tim Burdack coming in for Houston.
The two lefties out of the bullpen for Brad Mills. Gustavo Chassin is the other one. You see the numbers of Burdack. Slider, fastball, split from the lefty. Not overpowering. 91, 92-ish on the fastball, which is firm, but not like a Ryan Webb 96. And certainly not with that type of movement.
Strike one to Tony. Rockies and Giants tied at 3, bottom of the 8th at Coors Field, while Arizona is leading the Dodgers 1-0, top of the 6th at Chase Field. Down and away. Kachi over at first with 2 outs, and you do have the correct spelling.
Yes, C-A-C-H-I.
You check that with our Espanol counterparts.
Juan Avila gave me the confirmation.
There's Juan Avila from the Spanish radio booth.
Love those guys. Good eggs.
He and Eduardo Ortega.
Huevo bueno.
There they are. I assume Eduardo there on the right is going to be busy during the All-Star break.
Oh, yeah.
He always does Spanish radio for All-Star games, World Series.
Yep.
He's a big deal.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's like Ron Burgundy.
It's a big deal. You need to get him a shirt. Ground ball back to the mound, knocked down. Burdack, bare hands, throws. One hopper. Bodies tumbling everywhere, and the outside comes up from Ron Culpa. Tony slow getting up.
Looked like Tony actually stepped on Lance Berkman's glove as he picked that over at first base.
Arizona, but the party starts early with a DJ before the game. Get your tickets at Padres.com/college nights. Listen as my DJ revolves it. Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah, I was just going to, yeah.
Mike Adams is Ice Ice Baby.
Hey, word to your mother. Good numbers for Mike Adams. And another close ball game, but you know what, though? It's all good. That's the feeling we've gotten from this Padre bullpen as we go late to the game.
Top of the order, Keppinger. Maybe inside with the first. He singled in the third to center, and he's flat out his other 2 times up. Keppinger, Berkman, and Pence.
See that knee buckler right there? That was a slider to Keppinger. Straightened him up. Watch the body language of Keppinger. Oh. Slider, inside corner, strike.
Line into right center field. He has a base hit. Cunningham cuts it off, but Keppinger 2 for 4 and has 6 hits in the series.
I like this kid.
He's had a good series.
Good approaches at the plate. Good hitter.
Well, there's the tying run on with nobody out. Berkman with a solo shot in the first. Since then he has walked and struck out. Padres had a lefty, Thatcher, up in the bullpen. The only available bench players for the Astros are left-handed bats, Bourne and Castro. They've used all 3 of their righties, Bourgeois, Johnson, and Sanchez. Ball 2. Heath Bell, who has worked each of the last 3 games. His availability today is not there for Buddy Black.
Yeah.
Fouled back. So even if the Padres are able to get this to the 9th with a saved chance, don't expect Heath today.
Got to think Luke Gregerson, right?
Well, Luke got the opportunity down in Florida and took advantage.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Lance Berkman, he's grounded into the 9 twin killings this year. He is second in that category. Carlos Lee leads it.
Rips it to the right field corner, and this is big trouble. A one-hopper into the nook, and the tying run. Keppinger being waved around third, and he is going to score. And all the way to third goes Berkman with a slide. First triple of the season for Lance Berkman. It's 2-2, and the go-ahead run is at third with nobody out.
Well, Mike Adams falling behind, and he wanted that pitch on the inside part of the plate. And watch Berkman, such a professional hitter, gets his hands through and takes advantage of a Mike Adams mistake. And that ball rattles around. You know, it's kind of a tough corner because the outfield, you have to lay back a little bit, see which way that ball's going to bounce. I mean, Lance Berkman does not have blazing speed, and because of that bounce, give him an extra 90 feet.
Infield in. They strike to Pence. Berkman, who had only 1 triple all of last season, gets his first of the 2010 season. Pence is struck out, popped to short, and hit one back to the mound. Slow chop, runner staying at third. Headley makes sure, throw to first, and they get Pence, 1 out. Carlos Lee 0 for 3. Infield stays in, and he fouls the first pitch back. Lee in the series, 2 out of 10. Another foul. The Astros have tied it here in the 8th and have the go-ahead run at third with 1 out. Carlos Lee, the Astros RBI leader with 41 at the plate. And the Padre infield in. The 0-2. Got him. Slider on that outside edge. He couldn't get reaching. And a big strikeout for Adams. 2 away in the inning.
Mike Adams knows that the El Caballo will chase. 2 strikes protecting, and that's the type of swing you want Carlos. As a pitcher, that's the kind of swing you want him to take. You don't want him to lay into one when he's ahead in the count on the fastball. Good location, a little bit of movement there towards the end to get that big strikeout. Now the infield can move back.
Here's a guy who's been a tough out in the series. Jason Michaels doubled in his last at bat. 4 for 9 in the series with a home run. Strike call. Jason Michaels, who was drafted by the Padres back in '94, but he opted to go play college ball at the University of Miami. High strike, 1-2.
Well, it's not where Adams wanted it, but he gets the call. A lot of hitters will always disagree. It looks like there's some chirping going on between Hallian and Michaels. Look at this pitch. Sure, it doesn't look pretty where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be down and away, but Torrealba does a nice job of framing it on the inside corner.
Fastball off the outside corner at 94. Two and two on the Astros center fielder. Michaels lifts it to right. Cunningham has a beat on it. The Astros do get the tying run across, but they had the go-ahead run at third with nobody out, and Adams limits the damage. Refreshing beer, and the bunt in last night's game in the bottom of the 8th. Chacin cutting off the third baseman Johnson and then throwing it away.
Yeah, I thought it was just a bad play on Chacin's part. Johnson was anticipating that bunt being down third base line, so he's the main guy in the play. His momentum is going towards the ball, and quite frankly, if he would have called off Chacin to make that play cleanly, I think they would have gotten him at first base. for the out.
Drew Hurler, Brandon Lyon, the fourth of the game for the Astros.
Brandon Lyon pitched in the Friday night game, 2/3. He gave up 3 runs. And that 3-0 victory for the Padres.
Well, every game in this series, we've gone to the bottom of the 8th with the score tied.
Every game.
Every game in this series. Thursday night, it was 3-3 into the bottom of the 8th. Astros won 6-3 and 10. It was scoreless into the bottom of the 8th. On Friday, the Padres got 3 to win 3-0. Scoreless into the bottom of the 8th last night, where the Padres got the game's only run. Two in the 8th today. Hairston, Jerry Hairston, Adrian Gonzalez, and Scott Hairston for the Padres 8. Fly to right center. Jason Michaels coming in and makes a basket catch. Just for a moment, it looked like it may drop, or perhaps there would be some miscommunication in right center field.
Well, sometimes the outfielder, you see that big swing, and you really don't get that good sound of the ball off the bat. And it's a dying quail out there. And Michaels makes up the difference for that play. I like him.
Good player.
Jason Michaels.
Adrian today 0 for 3. He's grounded out his last 2 times up. Ball 1 inside. Every team in the division right now tied up. Like the Giants and Rockies tied at 3 in the top of the 9th at Coors. Dodgers and Arizona tied at 1. Top of the 7th in Phoenix. Padres tied up here in the 8th. The shift on with 3 defenders on the right side. He pulls it foul right past first base coach Ricky Renteria. Adrian hitless in the series, 0 for 10. High fly, left field, Lee back on the warning track to make the catch.
Missed it by that much. Did you hear the same sound that I heard?
It's just a little bit off.
Yep.
Adrian flies to deep left field.
Two-seamer down and away. Good swing by Adrian, but just out in front, just a tad off the sweet spot, sending Carlos Lee just to the base of the wall.
Scott single with 2 outs in the 4th. That triggered the rally when the Padres scored their 2 runs. In this game, Berkman homered, solo shot in the 1st to give the Astros the early lead. Padres 2 in the 4th. And Aaron Cunningham 2-run single. And the Astros tied it in the top of this 8th. A Lance Berkman RBI triple. 1-1. Lions 2-1. A pretty good rip at the 91-mile-per-hour fastball.
First curveball we've seen from Lyon, huh? Mostly fastballs and short breakers like the slider, but he Flips the number 2 up there. Trying to get Scotty to fish for it. Probably a more of a controlled type pitch coming up here, 3-2. Fastball or slider away. How about a mistake on the inner half so Scotty can lose one? That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be some kind. Oh, nice. 3-2 pitch. He takes outside, ball 4. And a 2-out base runner. The Padres have not homered in this series. Andre made a bid earlier in the inning. In fact, it's been a few years since the Padres have actually homered on July 4th.
Oh.
Chase Henley popped it up. And the shortstop Sanchez makes the catch. A 2-out walk. The Padres strand their 6th base runner. A 2-2 game will go to the 9th. Locations, home of the Monster Burrito, and Heath Bell leading the majors in saves with 23. His save games each of the last 2 nights. It's not a save situation today, and well, surprise, surprise, he's going to pitch for a 4th consecutive day, as it turns out, in this 2-2 game into the 9th, and the Padres will bring out Heath Bell.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised as well, although when you look at the calendar, tomorrow a travel day, off day for San Diego as they head east. And one little nugget for Heath Bell. No earned runs allowed in 5 outings against these Houston Astros this year.
A scoreless inning last night with a hit and 2 strikeouts. Worked a 3 up, 3 down 9th here on Friday with 2 Ks. Came in the same situation Thursday. Worked the 9th, 1 inning, 1 hit, an intentional walk and a strikeout and a no decision. First pitch curve is a strike to Pedro Feliz. Little flare out towards center. Tony in a few steps to make the catch. So Heath gets a quick out there. 2 pitches to get Feliz. Two runs, 5 hits for Houston. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. Each team has stranded 6. The catcher, Quintero, 0 for 3. Late swing and a miss at the 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
And you know what? When you look at Heath Bell, throwing 4 days in a row, that'll take a little bit out of the arm.
Sure it will.
If you give Heath Bell 3 days rest, 4 days rest, he'll be 95, 96. Well, this being the 4th day in a row, that was a 94 there.
And the appeal as he went. Off the end of the bat and fouled away. Regardless of the outcome, Padres are going to win the season series with Houston. They've won 4 of the 6 so far. It's going to be their first season series win over Houston since 2004. Strike out of the high heat. 2 away.
Fourth day in a row, doesn't matter for Heath Bell. This fastball up the ladder, 95. And Quintero a bit tardy on that one.
Angel Sanchez playing in his 3rd game since being acquired in a trade from the Red Sox. Sanchez came in the 7th. So again, the 2 available bench players for the Astros are both lefties. Castro, the other catcher, and Bourne. So really, Bourne is going to be the next available player. You usually don't use your next catcher.
And I like what the Padres still have left on their bench.
Yeah, if it becomes a war of attrition here and does go into extra innings, the Padres are deeper right now.
Yeah.
Got Denorfia, Eck. Still have Hundley and Stairs.
Yep.
And only use Salazar to this point. 0-2. Fouled back. By the way, Bourne, who we have yet to see for Houston, the lone Astro named to the All-Star team today. And there is Bourne in the on-deck circle. If the inning continues, he would bat in the pitcher spot next. Another foul on Heath's 10th pitch of the inning. Gwynn in center is shading Sanchez to go the other way. Floated out. Adrian backing up, reaches up and makes the catch. In the 11-pitch ninth for Heath, every pitch was a strike. Going to the bottom of the ninth, tied up. Let's tune in tonight for an all-new show. Sam pays a visit to the San Diego County Fair to check out some of his favorite fair food. Then it's back to the kitchen to put his own twist on hot dog on a stick, kettle corn. It's all good and all new, and you don't want to miss any of it tonight at 5:30 and 7, only on Channel 4 San Diego. Popcorn. Oh,
that looks so good,
doesn't it? First pitch swinging. Torrealba base hit right field, and that's how the Padre ninth begins.
And that looks so good as well. Something that we've seen all year long, these Padre hitters putting together good at-bats. That pitch there, a lot of guys probably, everybody wants a home run right now to win the ball game. Well, sometimes it might take a single here, a walk there, an error here.
See what Cunningham has on his mind. In at third is Feliz.
Get him over.
Expecting the bunt, and Cunningham gets the bunt down. Lyon to the second baseman, Keppinger. A 1-4 sacrifice, and Torrealba's down at second, and Cunningham was knocked in. Both Padre runs, does his job.
How many times have we seen this Padre team as well be successful on the sacrifice, getting that runner over the scoring position? They do a great job at that. Let's take a look at AC. Out in front, a sinker in, plays perfectly.
They're going to walk Cabrera. Set up the double play. Bring up the pitcher's spot. And Matt Stairs is going to bat for Heath Bell. Well, every game in this series has been decided in a team's final at bat. Today's going to be no exception, obviously, since it's either going to end here in the ninth or in extra innings in a team's final at bat. And Matt Stairs batting for Heath with 2 on, 1 out. Houston won it in their final at bat, winning in the 10th here on Thursday. Padres got 3 in the 8th in their final at bat Friday, and 1 in the 8th yesterday in their final at bat to win 1-0. We're 2-2 in the 9th today. Ball 1 down and away to Stairs.
Well, we know the hack that Matt Stairs can take. We know that he loves the fastball. Lyon is not that overpowering. He's going to have to rely on a little bit of deception, movement, location.
Stairs 3 for 21 as a pinch hitter. And he's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes.
Brandon Lyon tops out about 93 on that fastball.
Torrealba began the inning with a base hit. Cunningham bunted him over. They walked Cabrera. Now a 2-0 to the pinch hitter, Matt Stairs. Outside, ball 3. And Tony Gwynn, a left-handed bat on deck.
Great patience by Matt Stairs. The winning runs on second base. Some guys maybe get a little froggy and swing at some bad pitches. He has shown some great discipline right here against Lyon.
Strike on the outer half. Is he sitting dead red right here?
Gotta be.
The 3-1 from Brandon Lyon on the way. Fouled back. Got a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, and it's a full count. 3-2 to Matt Stairs. Inside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. No activity in the Astros bullpen, so the right-hander line is going to pitch to the left-handed hitting Gwynn.
Well, everybody's into it. David Eckstein on the bench draws the walk. Oh, yeah, a little fist pump.
Houston brings the infield in. Torrealba with a winning run at third. Cabrera and Stairs also on for Tony. 0 for 4 today. 2-2, bottom of the ninth. Swing and a bouncing ball towards the middle. It's through! Torrealba touches the plate. And for the third straight game, the Padres win it in their final at bat and take it today 3-2. th RBI of the season for Tony Gwynn. He didn't hit it hard, but got enough of it with the infield drawn in and wins it driving in Torrealba. Lance Barksdale, the umpire, is the closest to fielding this.
And leave it to this Padre team. We've seen them come back late, and how do they do it? Not necessarily the long ball every